Hey there, welcome back to the Jill Dick Show.
Hi, I'm Jill Dick.
And I'm your co-host, Randy Lopez, and today...
My best friend from Syracuse.
This is I, and here we are.
So we decided we were going to talk about a subject that nobody really wants to talk about. Sex!
Let's talk about sex, baby.
Let's talk about you and me. Yeah! So, I think that people, I don't know why it is that there are some people that get very conservative when it comes to talking about sex. I think women, when they get together with their closest friend, might. But in smaller groups of women, I've noticed that they get very shy about it. And do men talk about it in groups, or is it just man on man?
Depends on the evolution of the person. I think, especially regarding gay men, there's a lot of shame sometimes. Growing up gay, there's a whole element of shame that I think if you don't work through with a therapist at some point in your life, you're not going to be free to be able to talk about and experience good sex, because you're not going to be free and happy within yourself. I'm sure there's an element of that with straight male, female, but that's definitely a component.
And I also think, truthfully, that it's nature versus nurture, which is that if you grow up in a very religious house, whatever religion you are, sex is considered to be like the holy. People, hold on to their virginity until they get married, or the parents of somebody who's very religious, sex is off the table. And I think when you're a little looser about it, there's not as much energy in it, so that it becomes part of life. I give this example a million times. I had a candy drawer for my kids when they were like 3, 4, and 5. They knew the candy drawer was there. It was full of Airheads and candy and M&Ms. And you know what? They didn't really go into the candy drawer.
I ate it.
Randy used to go right to the candy drawer. But knowing that it was there gave them the ability to know that if they wanted it was there. When you tell somebody not to do something, that's the first thing you want to do is have sex.
Sure.
So when you come from sort of like a religious house, the first thing you want to do is like, my mother would kill me, but I'm going to do it. It's an interesting thing how that nature nurture works. And I think that you have to be comfortable in your body and comfortable with yourself to be able to not only talk about sex, but be able to talk and communicate what works for you and what doesn't. And as I mentioned before, I was taught not to talk about sex in the bedroom because we're so vulnerable. You can't be naked talking about sex. You could be talking about sex anywhere else but the bedroom.
One of the things I think is important to mention is with practice, anything becomes better. If you practice communicating with your partner...
Oh, I thought you meant practice sex.
Well, that too. Hey, you get better at anything you practice.
Right.
But if you start to practice communicating with your partner in saying to them, hey, this feels really good, or no, I don't like that, or do this, oh my God, that feels amazing. It builds a connection.
Like, don't move, stay there, please. I'm
Keep
begging.
doing that.
Right, exactly. That is positive encouragement, where I don't understand, truthfully, and I'm being very, honest. I don't understand silent lovers. I don't get it. I can't measure it. I mean, I don't understand. Like, don't you feel it? Don't you want to make noises? Don't you want to talk a little dirty? Don't you want to get in there? I mean, I don't really understand the silence. And I have been with silent people, and then afterwards, I'm wondering if they're, one, alive, and then two, I have to do like a sort of half check-in, like, was it okay? Because that turns me on when I know how the other person is feeling. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I agree. But it also depends what's your makeup. You have a voice. You have the ability to scream, shout, yell. Yeah, this is awesome. Keep going. Da da da. I'm a communicator also. Yeah, let's keep doing this. This is great. How does this feel? Da da da. Not everybody is built that way, and not everybody has the practice of having their voice, especially in the bedroom, because there's a lot of things going on.
I mean, I've had a pillow put over my head. I admit it. Is it embarrassing? No, because I happen to have a very loud moan.
Which can be fun, but it can also be embarrassing. I think about this one guy who you actually know, and my roommate at the time used to call him the yeller because he would just get to this point.
What kind of yelling? Like moaning yelling, or like yelling out, like
screaming like yeah. I mean, louder than that.
Wow.
And you know him.
And were you living with him at the time?
No. I was living with somebody who used to tell me, like, that fucking guy is so, the whole neighborhood knows what's going on. And it was embarrassing because,
Wow.
you know, I didn't live on a 5-acre estate. At the time, I lived in a
Right.
duplex. And,
But I will
you
say
know,
this, okay? Now now we're talking about sex. I'll talk about masturbation just for a moment. I can have a good time with myself easily. And I didn't realize one afternoon a few years ago, going to disclose, that my windows were open. And I did not also realize that there were landscapers downstairs. So I thought this was the perfect opportunity for me to have a good time with myself, like a one-person party. And they were obviously listening and heard everything. And then when I decided, I never told you the story. Then when I decided to walk outside to get to my car, they were busy looking for somebody else. They were looking like this as though there were two people. And I'm thinking, it was just me. What are you looking for? It was just me. And I didn't realize until that moment, because they all stood like a group of them, these landscapers, like staring at me as though like I was some sort of alien because I was so loud by myself. And it's you have to sort of you have to know like your audience.
You got to know your environment too.
Yeah.
You know, let's say.
Yeah.
You know, we live in the city. Not everybody who's watching this lives in the city. But, you know. And
if you live in a house and nobody's home, you can fucking scream your brains out. I mean, that's why I like hotel sex. Screw you. I paid for my room. I don't care what the other neighbors hear. I don't care. It doesn't matter. You paid for your room. You're allowed to do whatever you want.
Let's talk about good sex, bad sex.
Okay.
Good sex, connected, communication, passion, enthusiasm for your partner.
Yummy.
Delicious. Bad sex, where you're just like, I can't wait till this is over. There's no connection. Something's not happening for one person and the other. One person's in their head, the other person, you know. Just...
And for me, bad sex, honestly, is like I'm an actress. I'm like, yeah. And I'm thinking to myself, this is so bad. This was so bad. Because I wasn't being turned on. I wasn't really, no one was checking in to see like how, or what I was feeling. And at the same time also, you're not connecting. You know what I mean? It's not like you're moving together. Like you move together when it's good sex.
It's off.
It flows. And when it doesn't flow, man,
it's bad.
It is bad. And I have had the ability to tell the people that didn't turn me on when the right time was that they did not turn me on and that they were really bad. Because you know what?
Yeah.
They think they're so good and they're not so good.
They need to hear.
They absolutely needed to know. I'm not giving them lessons, nor do I ever want to do it again with them, but they needed to know that they weren't a champion. They were getting no prize for me. None.
Anyway.
I think we should all encourage each other to have good sex and just to maybe monitor the tones a little. Okay, so I scream a little. I'll have to learn to lower it. I'd be curious, just as a voyeur, to hear the yeller. I would just like to hear him.
It was too much.
Just because I'm a voyeur.
It was too much. You know.
Just for curiosity.
Hey, he was doing his thing.
Right.
We had a good time. Anyway, we appreciate you tuning in today.
And we want you to share.
Yeah.
Share. SHARE. Sharing is caring.
Share with your best friends our lovely video about sex today because, hey.
Because we believe in good sex.
Yes, we do.
And we want you to have good sex.
We want you to have good sex.
And we love you.
We love you. Bye-bye.